Androids versus the Pan Deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hi guys, I just want to try out some commentary devices that I've been toying around with. I bought a microphone from Radio Shack before it closed down, so I found it in the back of my closet, and I'm deciding to try it to do some voiceover commentary. So anyways, so this game starts. I'm playing against the Cell Chain. I requested my teammate to play the Cell Chain because I wanted to see how well it would do, how apes would do, or pan apes would do. Well, it's not really pan apes. It's ketchup, mustard, and soy sauce. So yeah, I wanted to see or explore into the question whether it's better to have more cards in your hand and field the cards that generate those advantages or taken away. So this is a good topic for me to explore because the Cell Chain is focused on taking away cards from me as their main strategy, especially in my hand. But it does it in the field too, in the form of the 5-drop cell. But it does it in a very low quantity. So his deck specializes in being able to take away cards from me. And in this game, you'll be surprised how many times he cell chains me, and I was still able to come out. So in the first game, I start. I'll provide some commentary a little later. But generally, in this deck that I made, you just typically pass the first 2 turns when you're playing, maybe 3, until you play King Vegeta and you get a +2 with Pan's ability. So I'll talk more a little later. So we'll see what happens.
Just what I wanted. Go for it. Oh, nice. Special.
So even after turn 1 and turn 2, playing Bodyguard Logic is definitely still a good card to play. It's a free body you can just put on the board and you get a +5. Now here you're probably wondering why I play both Bodyguard and King Vegeta, even though I'm only going to get a +1 from the turn, because Pan is only once per turn, even if she's awakened or unawakened. So the reason why I want to put in King Vegeta on the board is because next turn I can evolve it for 3 mana. But yeah, so that's my thought process. I want to be able to set up King Vegeta as quickly as possible, so that I'm able to play the attrition game much more fine. Here you can see me set down the cards that I want to have discarded for the Cell Chain. I kind of anticipated that he was going to do the Cell Chain here, mainly because I don't know. I guess I have a tell on people, especially when they start attacking with their battle cards into my leader. It kind of gives it away that they're probably gonna Cell Chain me. So I have it laid out to where I'm gonna discard the cards that I wanted to discard from my hand. Now here you're probably wondering why I took the life. In theory, Pan is able to draw 2 cards a turn if she's awakened. So I didn't mind taking the extra card from my life that he can discard from my hand during the Cell Chain, because when I awaken, I replenish my hand a lot quicker as opposed to being unawakened. So that's my thought process of why I took the life early. I think I took 2 life. Let me see. Yeah, I think I take 2 life out of Pan, so he gets me down to 6, and I think he cell chains me after that, and then he gets me down 3. So here in my hand, I think I have about 10 cards in hand. He gets me down to 3, so that's a very good value for the cell player to take out. So I'm looking at my hand, and I think what I remember from this moment is that I had a bunch of super combos in my hand. So I discard mainly all of them because I can't use them, mainly because Pan's still unawakened. So I keep all the cards that typically generate me the value that I can to come back in the game. So you'll see a little later in the next turn how I generate the advantage back.
Oh yeah, I look at my deck yet. I forgot. What do I do? Guess I'll just keep this. Oh.
An advice here I'd like to give all the players is when you're searching through your deck, you want to know what you have in your deck at all times. I know it's against the Bandai rules to look at your other cards while you're searching for a specific card, but the time limit is still about 2 minutes, I believe, for you to search for the card that you want. Normally it's kind of frowned upon, but you don't need to tell your opponent that. Just look at what you have in your deck, so that when you so you know your outs, you know how much quantities of each card you have when you're playing it. So I made the cardinal mistake of charging my King Vegeta this turn, which is bad because I didn't have any King Vegeta. So here, had I remembered how many King Vegetas I have in my deck before playing King Vegeta, I would have known that I had none in my deck left, right? So I was a little disappointed here. I was like, wow, I don't have any King Vegeta. I can't play it next turn. So charging my King Vegeta on turn 4 was kind of a mistake for me. But luckily for me, the next card I take from my life on my next turn was King Vegeta. So it helped me get back in the game because of that luck. So it was a little bit of luck there to correct for my mistake. So instead I get Mass Saiyan. I figure, well, I'm going to have to take the cards out of my life because I know there's 2 King Vegetas in my life. The little King Vegeta, not the big King Vegeta, that can help me. So that's why I searched for Mass Saiyan. So it was a little backup plan. So I just wanted to say that right now.
No charge.
So there, when he attacked with Khalifa into my Gohan, I didn't even bother asking for. I mean, I didn't even bother going through the steps of negating combos and all that stuff because I know even if I do combo to save Gohan, he still has a cell that's gonna attack my Gohan, and I would have to drain a lot more cards out of my hands just to stop the attack. So I mean, I could give up Bodyguard Logic, but I didn't feel it was favorable. Gohan did his job. He gave me a +2 already, so that's why I just let him die. I have 3 other Gohans on my deck, and I really didn't mind losing him. That's all I want to say. Yeah, here I drew the King Vegeta as I anticipated. Like I said, you always want to know how many quantities of King Vegetas you have. Even if you do correct your mistake a little later, when you're using Planet Vegeta to search for your deck, I knew that there was 2 left in my life. So this was a crucial moment for me so that I can set up King Vegeta, the ape, on my next turn. I think here I tap out because I threw a Planet Vegeta into the discard because I know that at 6 life I can I'm sorry, I'm at 5. Yeah, so at 5 life I searched for Kaba, and here I'm enticing him to attack me next turn. I didn't search for Kaba to use him next turn. It was sort of like a weird mind game where I tell my opponent, hey, you know what? If you're not going to attack me next turn, I'm going to use Kaba to awaken anyways. So that's why I searched for Kaba. It was more like a to entice him to attack me, which actually worked in my favor. The thing I didn't want him to do was to double strike me at 5. So here you'll see me use Bodyguard Legic to block his cell attack. Because, I don't know, for some reason I don't want to be at 3 when... It's never favorable to get down from 5 to 3 when they double strike you. So, because on their, they can just leave you there and not awaken you. But that's fine. In my experience, it's kind of bad to be at 3. Because they only need to do a single strike. And then you'll get down to 2. And then they only do a double strike to get you to waste cards out of your hand. So you want to be at 4 most of the time in this game. So here he attacks with Cell. I contemplate. I think yeah, and then I block with Legic. Yeah, exactly how I planned it. So here I think I get him to use his leader to attack my Pan, and that's exactly what I want. I want him to take me down to 4, not to 3. So yeah.
Exactly. Sure. And that's it. Pass.
You see how I charged Kaba right after? It was just for energy. So I mainly untap my yellow energies because I have cards that can interact on my opponent's turn, such as Crusher Ball and Nimbus Cloud. I didn't want to get any reds because, well, for one, the only red card I ever want to play, Hardcast, is Gohan. So most of the time I'm going to be using the yellow cards on my opponent's turns to play the extra cards so I can end his turn. So here I have my Vegeta set up on turn 5 finally. I should have gotten on turn 4, but that's fine. He had a lot of ways to remove my Kais using Android, I think it's 15 or 14, where you combo it and have to sack a battle card, but that's fine. So I use Planet Vegeta to search for another super combo. So this is where I start getting to roll. I usually attack with Pan here to his cell leader or to his cell. Just to draw an extra card. I wasn't gonna combo to make sure that Pan can run it over. I used King Vegeta instead because I know when I attack with King Vegeta, I can restand him and keep him safe using Planet Vegeta at the end of the turn. So I combo double shot here.
Oh, 50, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Because I haven't used Pan's ability to draw yet on the Awaken side. So I wanted to maximize Pan's ability per turn. And as you can see from if you remember the last time he cell chained me, he got me down to 3, and so now I have a replenished hand. I think I have 8 here after I do everything. So I still get to set up and do everything. Here I was a little questioning why he passed. I think he couldn't do anything. He didn't have a cell chain on me, so I just take my turn gladly. Because every time it's my turn, I'm generating a lot of advantage. So yeah.
Okay, now for the draw. On top 30.
With the Striker Bardock, you can choose to only look at the top the top card and add it to your hand. But here I look at the top 3 because the remaining 2 goes to the discard. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to fuel up my discard so that when I do draw into, or I was actually trying to fish for Scientist Fu so I can end the game quicker. Because he's an overround 6 and then he basically wins the game. So that's why I look at the top 3. The Bardock is really important in this deck. I would argue. A lot of my friends telling me to take it out though. But I see that there's just too much synergy with Striker Bardock because King Vegeta also protects Bardock from dying. I mean, he gives Bardock barrier because he's a yellow Saiyan. On top of that, he's a 25k with Pan's ability this turn. With dual attack, so it's really useful here. Here I did misplay. When your opponent's at near full health, you always want to attack with your lowest one first because they're always very anxious to take the life when it's early because they want to get down to the awakening side of the game. So always attack lowest to highest. But here I attack with Bardock first, which was a misplay on my part. Because attacking with a higher first, they're gonna take it anyway, so might as well attack with lowest. So when they don't want to take it any longer, they have to commit more cards from their hand to stop the attack with my Bardock 25k attacking. So it was a little bit of misplay on my part, but that's fine. I just wanted to show you guys. This whole video was to show you guys how getting cards to your hand and field is better than taking away as a main strategy, and that's what the cell chain does and Android does. So yeah, that's all I want to say.
Double? Yeah, it is double, yeah. Let's grab our Here, how many cards? 8. 8 cards.
So I definitely took note of the fact that last turn he didn't do anything. He just passed, which tells me he didn't have the cell chain. The reason why I went so aggressive against him using all my battle cards was because I wanted him to cell chain me to prove a point. So I wanted to see if it was better for me to, like I said, the same question resonates here. So I'm sending out my hand. I'm sending out 4 on one and 4 on the other because I wanted to give him the impression that the stack that was clumped up together was the card that I was gonna keep, and the card and the other stack is the one I'm gonna discard. But it doesn't matter. This is stupid shit that I do. So I Crusher Ball here, and the 3 cards that was with the Crusher Ball side of the hand was the one with the ones I wanted to keep because I knew it was gonna replenish my hand if I had kept it. Here I think I discarded 2 Handy Jirus because over the Unbreakable. Reason why I keep Unbreakable over Jiru is because Unbreakable is a barrier 20k, well 25 if you play with Pan. So in some situations I can use it to come back for aggressiveness. And Jiru doesn't do that. When you play Jiru hardcast, he's a 17k with Pan's ability. So that's why I kept. That's my thought process as to why I kept Unbreakable in my hand over the other. So here I think he has the full combo where he plays Mira with Cell to get me down to 2, and then I think he also uses Android 16 super combo to get me down to 1. So here he like utterly obliterates my hand. So and this is a great video to explain why gaining advantage is much more better than taking away. You'll see soon, so I'll let you see it.
So is that 30? 30. The combo. Double shot. He'll still die though. Good. Draw card.
So here I wanted to maximize Pan's ability. I know that I had the option of either discarding Double Shot Vegeta or discarding Unbreakable. And from my earlier video, I mentioned that Unbreakable just replaces himself, and he's just a super combo in a sense. And Double Shot Vegeta is a ultra latent super combo. So I mean a latent ultra combo, which allows me to plus when he comes in a board. So if you envision a scenario where I had 2 cards in my hand, and now I have a double shot and an extra card in my hand because of double shot. So if I had kept Unbreakable instead, I would have only 1 card as opposed to 2, which is why double shot Vegeta was very good to keep, as opposed to discarding. Discarding him would be a less good idea. So.
Attack crit. Combo. 25. Crito. Goodbye. Calculator.
So you guys seeing this? I tapped down this turn because again I don't need my mana for attrition. I can just generate it through having King Vegeta on board simply. So pretty good, huh?
Combo.
Okay, so this is a pretty cool moment. I asked him how many cards he had in his hand. He has 1. So I could use my battle cards to attack his leader, and then give him an extra card. So he'll start his turn with 3 cards because 1 to 2 to 3, 2 for the life, and then 3 for the draw for the turn. So I had the option of making him consider using his last card to save his cell. That's why I comboed it to 30. It was just enough to entice him to discard his last card. So now he starts his turn with only 1 card and a cell. So, and if he does choose to use cell to attack me, I do and somehow manages to pull a winner out of his butt, I have Prince Vegeta the ape to block that last attack to not kill me. So yeah, I just want to say that.
Two cards. 2 very good cards. I don't like the sound of that.
And that's a wrap. Fu Shrine and Mystery takes another game. Actually, it was just a win more. It didn't really matter. He had like a few cards in his hand. But yeah, that's the game for you. I hope you guys definitely enjoyed how I approach these the questions that I raised for Dragon Ball trading card game. I try to do. I think this is a pretty cool idea for commentary because it allows you to see into my mind and see what I think about as I play this game. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that generating advantage is way better than taking away. My opponent only had like 4 cards, and he cell chained me twice. So that should tell you a lot about how um, how the cell chain doesn't affect decks like Pan very much. I discarded like literally all my cards in my hand to stop. I mean, not to stop him, just because that's what cell chain does, and I was still able to win. And that's just the power of Pan as a leader. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out.